Hello everyone, welcome to Half Beard Tud's Heads Up. Today we have SPAZ, Space, Pirates, and Zombies. Um, this is a top-down, physics-based, skill-based shooter, space shooter, from a two-man company called MinMax. And as sure as they are very excited to have this game shown off, I'm very excited to show it off myself. Because, honestly, it's one of the more unique things I've come across recently. We're just going to jump right in. I got a game I've maybe put an hour and a half, 2 hours into. Take a look at it. You're seeing this loading screen now, but interesting to think about this game. Once you're actually in, you don't see them. There's two loading screens you'll see. The one when you're kind of booting up your save game and the one at the start of the game. They both take a while, but that's because this game preloads all of its art assets before you start playing. That way, the actual playing of the game is seamless. It's a neat trick, and worth mentioning. But, it's still a load screen. But at least there's tips. And the occasional good joke about what is loading, like crumbling society. But thank God we won't have to see another one. We just got the game. And this is the game, like I said, top-down shooter. It's all skill and physics-based, like as you can see, I've got the full thrusters on full. Let them go and I keep going. I press the X button, I can stabilize. Movement is generally just kind of left, right, up, down, WASD movement. Point and click weapon fire. And yeah, what makes this game unique though is the ridiculous amount of RPG mechanics involved. As you can see, I got these guys following me. These guys are part of my fleet. I can switch to them at any time. I stick with the big guy because he's the big guy. But basically, that's kind of what this whole game's about, is ridiculous RPG mechanics. Also stupid bullshit like that. But I like stupid bullshit, so hey, it's all good. The game's all about essentially big RPG mechanics. Like at the lowest level, you have this. This is the level up system. You level up, you gain upgrade points, you put it into building up various parts of the of your ships. Like basically what these things will do. But then the real RPG part comes in when you get here. This is the hangar where you design your ships. That's how many different types of ships there are right now. I know they are actually I think the patch notes have said they're trying to integrate more, and you get these by essentially finding these out in the wild, destroying them, getting their blueprints, and reverse engineering them. And then to make these ships a little special, give them a bit of spice, you put on these. These are all the different pieces of equipment. There's a lot of them. You got various lasers, you've got armor pieces, you've got big turrets, you've got pulse cannons, you've got shields, reactors, every frigging thing under the sun. Literally, just a ton of stuff to screw around with. All of it to be found, to be bought, to be change your levels around for, and all of it can be attached to almost any ship, meaning you can really customize the crap out of your guys. Like what I got right now, I got this guy. He's got this this overload emitter as his main gun, but then he's got these missiles that I like. But I can also give him torpedoes, or they're better missiles later on. He's got the swiveling turret, and then I've got it so he's got one scanner so he can kind of see cloak stuff, but also a tractor beam on the one side so he can pick up other stuff, and he's got all these armor plates, and then there's all this stuff with the reactors and the shields and the engines, but I've only got like a certain amount of stuff for everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. Now, you may be saying, this is an in-depth system, but how deep are the star systems in this game? So moving on from that bad thing, I'll show you. This is your typical star system. This is the Sol system. This is Earth. Right there. There's Earth. We're actually at Earth right now. It's not too big. Each one of these is a mission, these red things, this is like a war. There's stuff going on, and as time goes on, more stuff will occur on different planets. And in every star system, there's a battle going on between the civilians, which are these guys, and the UTA, which is it's essentially a pan-galactic government that managed these warp gates, but because it was so hard to manage, pan-galactic government, it fell apart, and now what was left of the UTA in each system now essentially runs that system, still calling themselves the UTA, but really just being their own kind of own militia. It's an interesting story. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because it's weirdly deep, but isn't it neat? And obviously there's zombies later on, and what you are is you're pirates, but in this case pirates just mean civilians. But anyways, this is Soul. It's a good size. As you can see, there's some stuff to do. Once I beat those missions, more stuff will come up. Where do you go after Soul? Well, that's when you go to the other stars. All 255 other stars. Now, what's even crazier about this? This is a randomized galaxy with the normal amount of stars at the normal difficulty. You can have way more stars or less. It's all randomized. And each one, at least I assume, each one of these dots, not all these dots has as much to do in it as Soul did. Meaning this game could take forever. I can say right now, I will never see all these stars because, as scientists put it, that's a metric but fucking ton of stars. I don't have time. I've got a billion games to review. The users aren't, and unfortunately they are not located on, you know, Alpha Sigma Sigma Pi star number, 31, whatever this is. They are not me playing this game, which is a pity, because it's kind of a cool game. So yeah, it's ridiculous, giant star system. I'm pretty sure these numbers indicate what tech level you need to begin in. It's all insanity. But it's that kind of deep insanity. It's like Oblivion. It's that kind of ridiculous, gigantic open world that I can't wait to just jump into and spend just hours plowing through, just picking it apart, fighting every frigging, in Oblivion it's every friggin' orc, in this it's every friggin' UTA scout that I can find, getting every bit of tech. Like, the idea of the amount of time I can spend in this game makes me very excited. But you've seen enough of me talking, and you've seen enough of star maps. Let's fight some dudes. Let's see lasers. Let's see what these missions are. We got a UTA patrol? Perfect. Let's go murder some cops. Space cops. Malicious space cops. These are warp beacons. And that's my fleet. And now we go. And basically combat is just as simple as pointing and clicking. And trying not to get your ass burnt. Basically how you're leveling up and stuff is you're basically just wanting to pick stuff up while you're doing this. You see that guy explode? Those things are data, and that's XP. You'll see those. I'll show you rocks. I'll show you the res in a little bit later. Res is essentially a special. How would I put it? Res is a special mineral that is transmutable, and it can become any other mineral. And basically, the whole point of the game, in a lot of ways, is mining res. That's the currency. Well, that's one of the currencies. There is another currency, technically. And, that currency, let's see if I can find one. There's one. Is dudes. Like, lost crew members. That thing I just picked up was an escape pod from one of the enemy ships. Basically, I said, hey, you guys are gonna die if you're not with me, so be with me. And then they have a choice. They can either stick with you and deal, become pirates, live a life on the open nothing, because it's space. Or, the other thing they can do... Oh, well, that big rock there was res. It's like money. Or the other thing they can do is they can say no, and then they will be ejected from the ship. Just ejected into space. I've seen it before. It's friggin' awesome. And if they hit something in space, they just friggin' blow up. Like, it's a system I really appreciate. I'm kind of just want to keep picking up escape pods so I can see if I can't get one to explode again. Oh, we're hanging around the asteroids. We should go. Alright, fine. That's one of the people who's managing me. She's kind of a bitch. Alright, let's, Oh, did I level up? I did. Awesome. Well, I'll show you how level up works. Level up works essentially the way you would expect. You pick something you want to upgrade. I like, I like beams. Beams are cool. And you can put some points into it, make it better. Now my beams have a bit more strength, and I'll drop some into cloak just because I got that point left over. And basically you just go like that. There's 10 categories, 10 levels for each of these, so you got some time. As you can see back on that star map, they're expecting to get all the way up to like 70. Alright, fine, we'll get going. Now, we can finally do this, I think. So let's go see how this works.